I've lost count by now. What installment this is. Um, we'll say sixth or seventh. But let me go ahead and just test everything and make sure all my mic is working out okay. You guys are seeing me okay before I get going. Da, da, da. A little bit slow. Okay. All right, well, thank you guys for coming. So we're going to be running through the River District campaign today, and it's one of the newer campaigns, so it's a little bit more confusing. I have to admit that this has been one of the worst campaigns they've rolled out. There is no direction to it, per se, so it took me a long time to get to the point where I could know what to do in this campaign. So hopefully, if you're watching right now, it'll be a little bit easier for you, because I'm going to try to lay it out the best way I can that I've gone through it. As far as the giveaway, I will definitely give you guys a sneak peek into what we're going to be giving away today. It's going to be two things. One of the things is a little bit smaller, but it's beneficial. Actually, I'm going to be giving you two of them, but let's look at what it is. Where did it go? Here it is. It is the goat, an epic companion. The goat is not the best epic companion, but it has gotten better because now it has item level on it. So if you are looking for that coveted item level to be boosted up, putting this epic companion on you in your repertoire will be helpful, at least until you get a better one. So I will be giving that away in the stream, along with, just since it is a goat companion, I'm going to be giving away 2 cubes of augmentation with that as well. And these will help you with your artifact weapons, which hopefully, after I have explained to you how to get artifact weapons today at River District, you'll be able to use these frequently. So definitely keep those cube of augmentations available so that when you get your artifact weapons, you can use them. Alright, so again, we're looking at the goat here, and here's I'll just inspect the companion for it. Oh, look at that beautiful goat. Starts out white, could change colors, who knows. But yeah, it's got 2 defense slots, offensive, and a ring, neck, and waist. And here are its stats. It's got critical strike, actually, which is kind of cool. And then its power is, it adds the goat's base stats to your own while summoned, which is also really helpful. If you can stack your goat with a bunch of stats, it actually doubles very well with your character. Alright, so with that, we're going to get going. I have a few people here hanging with me. Got Corey and Des, so they will be having some fun with us. And we're off. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope everybody's week has been going well. For those of you in America, happy 4th. I know that just ended, so I'm sure you guys are just getting over all the hangovers and the parties that you're at. You're gonna name it Travis, the goat Travis. I think it's a fitting name. Alright, we're gonna head on right into... Actually, I'm gonna show you guys first where to start everything in the River District. It's gonna be in Protector's Enclave. Thank you for the host, Charlie. And thank you also, Travis, for the host. Wonderful. Glad you guys are hosting everything. Let's go ahead and give everybody points for starting out in the stream. Hopefully my bot has woken up after a long sleep. Haven't been on with it recently. There we go. Awesome. And those will be used for the follower raffle later on in the stream. So if you're not a follower yet, please follow. You'll be getting points throughout the stream. And when you do, you'll be able to be in the drawing for the follower raffle. And again, it's a goat companion, epic. So that's 100 item level, plus 2 cube of augmentations that you can use. Thank you, Wubang, for the follow. Wubang, you're the newest member of our guild. Thank you so much. I was talking to you last night. Welcome. So glad you could join us. This is where you're going to start. So it's not Sergeant Knox. It kind of throws you off. But in this campaign, you're going to start here at Lord Never Ember. I always call him Lord Never Remember, but it's probably because I can't remember his name. um, anyway, so you're gonna you're gonna have to start with the chapters, and you make sure you go through chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 to actually get into the River District. Or you might be able to get in River District before, but you won't be able to process any of the campaign tasks until you finish these first couple chapters. So make sure you kind of run through these by yourself. I'm not going to go through them because that's just they're pretty straightforward. You have to complete each one of them as in the quest line, and you'll follow with Lord Neverember, and he'll continue to give you more. All right. So once that happens, you will be able to go into River District. So I'm not going to show you those introductory quests, but make sure you do that. What's up, Trouble? Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. We're going through the River District today. Going through that fun campaign. Alright, where is the River District? They need to organize their map just a little bit better. Very well, Bartlett. Where is it? Where did it go? There it is. Can't see under the chat box there. Alright, alright. So those introductory quests are going to end up getting you here in the River District. You're going to land smack dab in the middle of it. A couple of little reminders just to let you know before I start. River District is packed full of enemies. It's a little bit harder to dodge around, but you can get around as long as you got a quick mount. Hopefully you have one by now if you're in River District, and you can kind of dodge around the enemies as best you can. So you're going to end up coming into River District here, and the main character who you're going to talk to consistently is Kavitos Storm Eye. So he gives you some quests as well, especially in the introductory quest. He's going to be the guy following around. Thank you, thank you. I try to be awesome enough for you guys. That's how I try my best, the best I can do. So here he'll be following you around in the River District. So what I'm going to end up doing is going through the pattern that I think is the best way to run through the campaign. I did it differently, and I regretted the way I did it, so that's why I'm going to change it up and correct it, and hopefully give you guys a better experience in it. So if you go here into the Cloaked Ascendency, there are sort of like 3 benefits to doing this campaign. 2 of them are really good benefits, I think, and they're actually very easy to get. The third one is kind of just an extra add-on. The first benefit, that's the biggest benefit, is that in this campaign they unlocked different artifact weapons, and these artifact weapons are amazing. I recently got mine a couple weeks ago, and the difference in my playstyle has been amazing. They're some of the best artifact weapons available at this point, and they're actually super easy to get if you just are consistently on the game and you run through the pattern that I'm going to show you right now. Alright, and I'm going to show you where you get them. You're going to actually get them over here. They'll be unlocked in the Quartermaster Kendrick's, and he will have them here in the store. And there's going to be 4 different types of artifact weapons for your class, and you have to be very careful because depending on what type of artifact weapons, whatever type of class you are, whether it's a cleric, a tank, or a DPS, you need to make sure that you pick the right set to go for, because you can make all 4 of these sets if you want, but it's really a long road to making one set. So make sure you pick the right one. The Fey Pack Blade, or whatever it's named for you, if you're not a Scourge Warlock, it'll be different. But the Fey is going to be for your clerics. It's going to have some wonderful healing powers, and just to give you a show, let me see if I can pop it up. I'm going to get the information off I'm going to read it directly. Actually, does it inspect it? It won't show me. Okay, so I'm going to have to read it directly off the... Hold on, let me get the powers here. Okay, Fey Pact because I want to read it for you guys. If you get both of the sets, so if you get the primary set and the secondary set, you will be able to get a extra power, extra set bonus, and these set bonuses are what make these just amazing. So the Fey one is when you use an encounter power. That's your red powers on your X, B, and Y buttons. It will restore 10% of your AP as well as increase your outgoing damage by 3% and your outgoing healing by 6% for 10 seconds. So as you can see, this is really good for clerics. If you're a cleric, you're going to want to go for these Fey weapons. Alright, the next one is the Avalon weapon, which is the DPS, and I can show you that actually right on my screen because I have it. The Avalon weapons are your DPS, and for this one, inspect it. There we go. For this one, the bonus you get is it's outgoing damage by 4%, and you gains a random buff for 10 seconds. And the reason this is more for the DPS is because it gives you lifesteal, which is really good when you're attacking. It can also give you a tainted attack, which gives enemies additional damage over time, or impending death, which is my favorite, and I love to see it happen when I'm fighting. But impending death, and enemies that attack actually explode on death and they do damage to other foes. It's very nice. Alright, and that's again if you get both of the sets. As you can see, the equip powers are also really high. A lot of every part of this, every set really has high equip power. So for instance, this is like 7,000 power and 1,000 crit strike at epic, which is huge for a DPS player. So I highly suggest you get these as soon as possible because it will really up your game. The other benefit to these is that when you get to an epic, unlike other artifact weapons, it allows you 2 gem slots in both of your weapons. So you get 2 gem slots in your main hand and 2 gem slots in your secondary hand, which gives you extra item level as well as power or whatever other type of gem you end up putting there. Or, I'm sorry, enchantments. I call them gems because they look like gems, but they want to call them enchantments. So they're enchantments. Oh geez, Corey's getting impatient. So that's the first thing you want to do. Oh, and then the other one, that's the best one. So the Mirage is for PvP, so I'm not even going to go in that because I don't go over PvP. But the Life Forged set is the other set, and that's for your tanks. And your Life Forged set, it gives you Fortified, which restores your defense by 5% and adds 10% of your defense to your power for 10 seconds, which is an awesome thing for a tank. So if you're a tank, go for the Life Forge set. So that's the main reason to do this campaign, really, in my opinion. The secondary reason is that in the end of this campaign, you actually can get a second part of the campaign, which is like an add-on. It's called the it actually just came out, the Shrouded Souls, which I will actually be streaming tomorrow at the same time. So if you're interested in looking at the Shrouded Souls questline, I will be doing that tomorrow. But at the end of the Shrouded Souls questline, it gives you a really good piece of armor for your chest. So it gives you an awesome armor chest piece right here. So it would, I think when I get it, I'm probably going to switch my Assault Longcoat with that piece. So that's kind of an easy bonus for you if you complete this campaign. It gives you one of a really good chest piece. And then the third bonus is just you're allowed to do Master Spell Plague Caverns, which can give you extra stuff as well. It's not as important. It's whenever you get up to that high item levels, when you get up, that's fine. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So the way you're going to look at this when you go into your campaign, it's going to be a little confusing. Like I said, it's got a whole lot of things going on right here. So it's got 4 things at the bottom here, and they kind of its own quest line or its own task pane. So those are just, they go straight across the bottom of the screen. You can finish each one of them at a time. Then you start with your first task that you have to complete, Heir Apparent. You need certain types of campaign currency, just like every campaign currency. This one, it's It's artifact coffers and elemental evil. Elemental evil. It's what are they called? Let me figure out. I want to figure out for you guys what they're called. There we go. So it's abandoned treasures are these things, and then these things are called evidences of evil. Evidences. Thank you. So they are the things, and then the last bit thing you're going to do is for the boons, you have to get the Secrets of Many Starred, which are little books. So they're done by doing daily and weekly quests. But if you complete this, you get split up into three kind of trees, and depending on what tree you want to go up, it's important. So this tree, the Girion tree, is going to be your DPS tree. So if you're going for your Abeloth set of weapons, you're going to want to go up this tree first. If you want to do um, the Life Forged set for tanks, you're going to want to go up the Cabal tree, and if you're going to do your Cleric, you're going to want to go up your Nastura tree. Alright, so just make sure that you're going up the right tree to start out. Inevitably, you have to finish all of these trees to get boons. So this is the first one. You investigate Girion, you confront him, and then you see it kind of branches off and goes up. If you want to continue to go up, this Glimpse of Madness, Heart of Fire, and Fey Wizardry are your boons. So in order to get each of the three boons, these are the boons here, you actually have to go up the tree, each tree. So that's why I have all of the trees completed, because once I finished the tree and got my set of artifacts, I went up the other two trees to get the same, to get different boons. So just make sure that you do have to complete the entire campaign. Like, there is no just going up one tree, which is my first mistake I made, is that I thought I could just go up one tree and be done with the campaign. Unfortunately, you have to go up each of these trees individually. Just make sure you do the first one that has to do with your artifact set first. Alright, so the artifacts over here, when you initially look at it, they're going to have a certain amount of abandoned treasures and evidence of evil that you need to buy them. They will start out really high. I think somewhere up in the thousands of abandoned treasures and like 500 something evidence of evil. Really expensive to get. But here's the trick. In order to buy those, you can come in here to this campaign and go down here at the bottom, and if you complete one of these, it says completing this task unlocks the store. Alright, so it unlocks the store in the Traveling Merchant, and then if this second one, it says it halves the evidence of evil cost from the campaign store in the River District. So that means that your initial artifact weapon that you want to buy is going to have a lot of evidence of evil that you need. But if you complete this quest, you half that evidence of evil cost, which really comes in handy so that you're able to buy those artifact weapons at a cheaper price. The only trick with this, which thankfully somebody told me, is that if you continue to go through these, you actually start wasting evidence of evil. So someone suggested to me, and if you do the math, I'm not going to do it in front of you because it's boring. You're just going to have to take my word for it. But if you do the first one, it will benefit you. If you do this second one and you spend 144 arcane treasures and 240 evidence of evil, you might as well have just bought the 2 artifacts that you need. So, my first suggestion in this campaign is to not go farther than Restore Commerce, because you will end up wasting a ton of your campaign currency. If you've already done that, I'm sorry. I apologize. But that is the best thing to do. Okay. So, the other thing is there's always the decision, what do you go for first? Because these campaign tasks take the same currency that you need for the artifact weapons to buy them. So the next question you're probably asking is, well, what do I do? Do I buy the artifact weapons first, Eric, or do I go through some of the campaign tasks? Well, again, I highly suggest you do these 2 first, just because you need them to get your um, the currency down so you can buy it. But I'm going to tell you to do something different than what I did. I made the mistake. I loved the artifact weapons so much that I worked my ass off to complete and get those artifact weapons and buy them from the store. So I poured all of my campaign currency at the beginning when I was doing it to buying those artifact weapons. Don't do it. Um, Go through the heir apparent, pick your tree. For instance, my tree is Gearon with DPS. Complete the investigate task, and then complete the confront task. And the reason you're going to do that is because that confront task unlocks the weekly quest that gives you extra campaign currency. And if you're so busy going for those artifact weapons, you're not even going to do that weekly task until you finish buying your artifact weapons and go up the tree. So go up the tree at least the first two, investigate and confront. As soon as you go through confront, you'll be given that weekly task, which then gives you extra campaign currency on top of all the daily currency. And then I would suggest start buying your weapons. That's something different that I wish I would have done, because I think I wasted an extra week or two missing a bunch of currency because I was too busy trying to get those artifact weapons. Alright, and last set is this resist the ritual and secure the district. And I will tell you how to get points with those, but as soon as they are 100, you can claim them. And this gives you really great stuff that helps you build your artifact weapon. A little bit more about that later. Alright, but this is where you claim them. Make sure that once they're 100, you check every once in a while, because you need to claim them. If they max out at 100, they don't keep stacking. If it's at 100, it'll stay that way, and you'll lose whatever points you gain after that. So make sure you're always checking for that. Alright, with that, I will go through the pattern of going through daily tasks and tell you what a weekly task is. So your daily's over here. You're going to ask for Mercantile Missions. These Mercantile Missions let you do a variety of things around River District, and it gives you Evidence of Evil, Secrets of Many Starred, which give you boons. That's for your boons. And the Arcanic Focus, which are needed to build your weapons. Alright, your weapons take 6 reagents. The Arcane Coins, which is what you get from daily weapons, or the Abandoned Treasures, which you can get from heroics and random things around River District. It gives you magical writings. Arcane magical writings are needed. Arcane magical writings can be done by doing heroics, which I'll show you how to get them, hopefully. And then the particular reagent that's needed for your weapons are also shown in the campaign menu. So here, for Gearon Seal, it shows this volatile ichor. Sorry. That is for the Avalon Weapons set. So you gotta only collect those if you want the Avalon weapon set. The Cabal is Spell Amber, so that's for your Life Forged weapon set. That's the special reagent for that. And the Vial of Fey Blood is for your Fey weapon set. Alright, so make sure that you're collecting those. You can get other reagents for the other sets of weapons, and I'll show you how to use them for your benefit later on. So if you're going for if I'm going for DPS, I got a ton of Spell Amber and Fey Blood. And it's just, you don't use it, so you can do other things with it. And I'll show you how to do that. But anyway, that's the special reagent. And then last but not least, you do kind of like a mini dungeon, which is unlocked when you do the confront task. So as soon as you do this confront task, it'll unlock a mini dungeon for you to do, and that gives you the final reagent, which is going to be soil, something soil. It's either tainted soil, there's other names for it if you're doing other things. I think it was tainted soil for my DPS build, but there's other names for it in other things. Right? And then you're going to pick one random daily quest to do. I highly suggest you do the Departed. I've tried these other quests, and they take up way too much time, and they're harder. The Departed asks you to raid a crypt. And the crypt is just the easiest dig site that I've found. I'll go through dig sites here in a second, but it's just the first thing, and it's so easy. So I usually pop that in there. Alright, so now I got my one quest and then my Mercantile mission. You see it up there on the right. It says complete Ostarma's Mercantile mission, and it's 0%. And I'm going to show you how to quickly get that to 100% as quickly as possible. And then I'll also show you how to raid a crypt. So if you look on your map, there's several things going on, and I'll explain it. So here is Nastora's area. So that's the green area. This is Girion's area, right here. And this is Cabal's area, right here. There's 3 areas. And they're going to have you come in to River District and go through each of these areas to get you accustomed to it. There are 3 heroics that are very important because you need to remember this circuit. The circuit is really easy and it gets you the daily finished very quickly. But there's one right here. Actually, they all 3 just popped up for me too. Wonderful. There's one right here, and there's one right here. Right? And that's a circuit that you need to know by heart because you're going to do that day after day after day until you can get the weapons. Then all these other things are dig sites. So in order to find out what the dig site is, you kind of have to hover on the ladder. So there's a sewer, there's a crypt, and a dungeon. You have to do the sewer dig site in order to kind of be introduced to dig sites. They show you how to do them. Once you get that introductory quest, you can do whatever dig site you want. I personally love crypts. I think they're the easiest. They just are very simple, so I do crypt. Alright, so I'm actually going to do crypt first. My crew is with me here, so thank you guys for putting up with all that explanation. Alright. So here's the dig site. It's going to be in the middle of this defending. There's like a shield right here. A good way to also get points, if you look, I'm all turned around. I'm all sorts of turned around. Okay, here we go. These little boxes over here, you can upgrade the guard posts if you hit A. The guard posts are usually fully upgraded because somebody else has clicked on them, but there might be an option for you to upgrade it. If you do so, you see on my top right, it says reclaimed resources. So from left to right, that's reclaimed magic, reclaimed riches, and reclaimed weapons. And you get those from killing enemies, from completing dig sites, from heroics. It's random the way you get it. I'll tell you right now that I think the devs made a big mistake. The reclaimed riches drop like 10 times, maybe even 20 times more than the magic and weapons. So you're gonna have a ton of reclaimed riches, and they're not the most beneficial of the 2, which is kind of disappointing. You don't use them that much, so I don't know why they drop more. But hey, what's done is done. So just make sure you hoard that reclaimed magic and reclaimed riches and save those up because those are just better and they're rarer to come by. But anyway, you can put some of those resources into this guard post, and it will give you points in the nope, not chains into campaigns. I was looking for C. It will give you points in the secure the district up here. So every time you claim whenever time you put resources into the guard post, you will be able to secure the district and it will go up. Alright, so if you ever buy those, feel free to turn those in for some points. Alright, well anyway, the dig sites are over here. And so you go to the site foreman, you click on him, and he wants to give you a site pass. Make sure you get that site pass. Only one person in your party needs a site pass. So don't worry if you're part of a party. You guys don't have to claim it if you don't want to right now, because I'm going to go ahead and do it. But it requires 1 reclaimed weapon, 1 reclaimed magic, and 1 reclaimed riches. So I did that. It gave it to me, and it allows me to uncover this site. So it's always good to have a group. I'll stress that in my streams all the time. We have a wonderful guild, so I'm going to go and put it up here. Please let one of the officers know if you're interested in joining, because we accept everybody. Well, except for you have to be 21 or older and you have to have a mic. But other than that, we accept everybody. And we would love to have you. Alright, so you enter the door. Again, this dungeon is very simple and straightforward. It's the easiest one. I love the crypt because it's real quick. It goes... And we all know that we just want to crank through our dailies a lot of times because it could just get real boring if you're sitting around. So you open the gate here, you complete one batch of enemies there, one sitting right here. Yes, you can. Travis, you can join the guild. Actually, I don't know about you. I might... You're on the fence all the time. So there's another set of people here. So then there's a couple sets of people here. You have to complete 6 mob instances, is what I'm going to call it. Yeah, they're mob instances. So there's one set here. And then they're going to pop up coming down these stairs. Nope. Des found the one last enemy that was hiding from us. Okay, now they're gonna pop up. No? No? Did we kill everybody? Oh, here they come. So they're gonna pop up on these stairs, and then the next set is gonna pop up on the stairs opposite. So kind of just go back and forth from the stairwells, killing the enemies as they come. You have to complete 6 sets of them. Here, because you're going to be right here. Be ready for him. Now you can be ready for him. Yeah, no one outrolls Des. Des is fit for... Oh my goodness. She even beat me on a 47 and a 34. That's just... It's a robbery. Yeah, the only thing you have to deal with if you come in this guild is you might not win as much as you really think, because if you're in a party with Des, she'll win it every time. Oh, we are dropping some really great enchantments, though. Not every time. Beats me again. She's not even getting high rolls. She should pass. No, we wouldn't do that to Des. Oh, is there really one more set? See, I thought we killed him. Okay, so there's 6 of them. Once you do... Alright, cool. So when it says that, you're good to go. You've finished the dungeon. It's that simple, guys. And you... come over here, and when you have the daily quest, it's going to allow you to recover the remains. So you get those. Loved ones' remains, kind of creepy. And then come over here. This is the treasure chest that you get. There's a glitch here. I will let you know before you do this. You need to make sure that treasure chest pops up if you're in a group. So, for instance, Corey just claimed it. If I would have hit the treasure chest while he was claiming it, it'll not give me the prizes. So just make sure that each one of the group, if you're in one, hits it and resets it. So I'll go next. All right, I get this. I'll take all. And then if Des waits, it'll pop back up with a new set of prizes, and she can get that. Yeah, I screwed that over several times and lost a lot of good campaign currency. Then the other thing you can do is pick up a scroll from the scroll pile here. This scroll is going to show you a area in River District. It's kind of a fun new thing that they did with this campaign, but if you use it, it'll show you a particular area in River District that you can go claim the treasure. Yeah, Carthion, it is good to know. I wanted to let everybody know that because I did that several times, and I was like one time I got like 4 twisted ichor, and I couldn't do it because someone else had claimed it, the prizes alongside me, so that was pretty bad. So just make sure you guys do that. wait your turn. They teaching us patience in the group. But anyway, this is a treasure map. Yeah, only required by weight. So this is a treasure map, and you just need to know where this is. I'll give you guys another little hint that everybody has already mapped out these treasure maps on the computer. So just go to your PC and type in River District treasure maps, and it will show you where everything is on the map. So you don't need to go around memorizing where everything is. And that is it for the dungeon. Or not dungeon. I'm sorry, they're dig sites. So we'll leave this. So completing dig sites will give you 20% towards your 100% requirement needed to finish your daily mercantile mission. It's completely up to you, but there are several, like 10 ways to get percentages for the mercantile mission. They're listed there, so you can defeat enemies, you can upgrade guard posts, which I explained to you, you can do heroic encounters, you can loot the dig site vaults, which is what we did. We just did dig site, and you can turn in resources to the shipmaster, and I'll show you that one in a little bit. After doing this day in and day out, I have finally perfected what I think is the quickest way to do this daily, because each of those different things give you a different percentage, and some give you a higher percentage than other. Looting a dig site vault gives you 20%. You need to do one every day to complete the mercantile mission, the crypt, which is the one I just did. So in doing so, I got 20%. Now, you can go and do dig sites and do like a couple more and get up to 5 dig sites, and you'll get 100%. But there's a quicker way to do it that I found out, and that is doing these 3 heroics. So we're just going to go ahead and go on a circuitous route to all 3 heroics. And oh, nope, and I already took the wrong turn. I'm not paying attention. Sorry, guys. They're following me. So we're going to go down here to start. And these heroics are also really good because in doing so, as you're completing your daily and weekly quests, you are collecting campaign reagents or reactants that can be used to build your weapon. Oh, this one glitched. Alright, cool. I'm glad that I have these examples to show you guys. These heroics do glitch though, so don't freak out if that happens. Oh look, it just failed because someone glitched it. There's no way to avoid the glitch either, so I have no really good advice to give you guys other than hopefully it doesn't happen to you. Alright, so we're gonna keep going. I have everybody follow me. Sorry guys, I'm going too fast. I just got a fancy new legendary mount, so I'm splurging with it. And again, feel free to follow my pattern. I kind of have perfected a way to avoid enemies after doing this so much. So feel free to look back at this when you want to do other things, when you want to do it again and you forgot. So let's see, what else can I let you know while we're doing this traveling? These heroic encounters give you the reagents you need. So when you buy the weapons, the artifact weapons from that store, they're going to come kind of like incompleted. And when they come incompleted, you have to find all the reagents. Oh, did they just finish this one? Man, my luck tonight. Okay. We'll go to the next one. Hopefully we can get there before them. Sorry, Des and Corey. Okay, good. You guys are doing good behind us. Okay, we're gonna avoid the enemies. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Go. So this is the pattern you guys are going to take uh, every day, and it's just one heroic to the other. So the reagents will drop from heroics and dig sites. We're going to start this one right here. So you come in here and it just tells you to defeat 12 followers. These heroics are very straightforward too. They're very simple. You only need about 3 people to do them, usually. And if you're, the higher you get, the easier they become. I have soloed one of these before. It's very difficult, but that's the good thing about this, is it does allow you to finish these heroic encounters with ease. Brought the stupid Gorgons back earlier. A little bit frustrating. I have a lot more defense. Okay, so once you defeat the followers, reinforcements come. Let's hit the heroic. You there. Right, and once you defeat the... Oh, I can't have myself. Now, so then the ritual leader will pop out from his little bubble there, and he's kind of the boss, the NPC. And take him out, and as you're taking him out, you'll have reinforcements come as well, 10 more, and they'll kind of enter halfway through his health. So just make sure you're ready for them as well. If you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to let me know as well. I know that I'm kind of speed going through as much as I can because it's hard to get everything in an hour, but if you have questions and you don't feel like even doing it in chat, you can always ask me later. So then when you claim the heroic encounter, it's going to give you... Oh good, I can give you an example. So this arcane magical writing is done by heroic encounters. And it's one of the major things that you need for your weapons to make sure you repair them. These are some of the rarer ones that you have to do. You have to basically grind heroics. You don't get an arcane magical writing every time, so I'll let you know how to farm well, but for now, if you're lucky, you get one. So that's one of them, and then you get the abandon. Oh, whoa! It popped up. Dude, this is great. Usually it takes 5 minutes for this thing to respawn. Okay, cool. Well, you're gonna do another one then. Usually you have to move to another heroic, but this is the first time I've seen this happen. They stacked them. Thank you, Des, for the warning there. I was not expecting that. Usually I'm expecting 5 minutes of downtime between each one of these. Oh, really? That's weird, too. Leave it to Corey to find the glitch in the game. Hopefully, I think when the ritual leader comes out, the bubble comes down, so we'll be able to get... Yes, yes. I'll make sure to go. Thank you for reminding me. I need to go through that. Each one of these heroics that you do here will give you 5 points toward per defeating the ritual. So it's the same, it's the campaign task that's on the left-hand side up at the top. It's opposite the other one that I showed you earlier on. And so make sure that you're also keeping an eye on that, because every one of these you do, you get closer and closer to 100. Get over? Yeah, no, you came down. I expected him to be dead already. You were in the bubble with him. Yes, Travis, and portal stones. That. Ooh, I do have a lot to go through, and it's already 45 minutes into the stream. I have to go a little bit later tonight. Give the giveaway too. I was hoping to do it after that last heroic, but I'm gonna do it after this one. So stay on board, everybody. Okay, claim the heroic counter. Boom. All right, before I forget, if you go over here, in 30 seconds, what did they do? Oh, they patched this thing. Either that or we have a really nice instance. I would have loved to. I would have killed to be on this instance when I was farming. Okay. Let's move a little bit more away. Okay. If you go to that barrel where the bubble was, where Corey is, I'm looking straight at it. Oh, it just popped. After the heroic, you can claim, you can put reclaimed magic there. 10 reclaimed magic gets you 30 points in the campaign here. So when you do reclaimed magic and put it there, you get 30 points here at resist the rituals, and you also get 10% towards your mercantile missions. So make sure you're doing that. I will tell you that reclaimed, so the two, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. The two reagents that you need to probably farm the most are the arcane magical writings and the special one that's based off of what artifact weapon you're going after. So for mine it was Twisted Ichor. The artifact magical writings are from doing heroics. You can only get Twisted Ichor from running dig sites. And remember, I just told you that running dig sites is kind of annoying. Unless everything is a crypt, it's not very fun. Oh, okay, surprise. Unless you are running a bunch of crypts, the dig sites aren't very fun, and they're actually much longer. The other ones are much longer. And you do not get the reagent all the time when you complete the dig site, so those can get very grueling. I'm not saying you don't try to do it. If you want to farm dig sites, be my guest. But I'll tell you, my way of doing it is I collected reclaimed magic whenever I could. And if you remember, I told you when you put that reclaimed magic in, you get 30 points toward resist the ritual. Well, every time you complete this resist the ritual, you get a box, and it's it's a decorative metal box. And this decorative metal box has one of those reagents in it. You can actually pick which one you want. So when you open up this decorative metal box, it'll say, do you want a Twisted Ichor, do you want Spell Amber, or do you want a Fey Blood? So what I did is I ended up running all the heroic farming to get the arcane magical writings, and I just constantly racked up points in this resist the rituals, and I just got decorative metal boxes and opened them up and got my reagent. It's definitely slow going. If you do have time and patience to run dig sites, then feel free to do that. But this is definitely a surefire way, because you get one reagent every time you finish this. So make sure that's an easy way to do it. Also, in this campaign, when you do resist the ritual, or secure the district, every time you finish this, you get an arcane magical writing as well. So that's another very helpful thing. This runs a little bit slower than resist the ritual. You can't get points in this as fast as resist the ritual, but it does give you an arcane magical writing. You just make sure you keep an eye on it. All right, I'm going to do the drawing. Let me see if I can get in a protected area. How about I be over here in this little corner, just in case anything pops up. Okay. All right. Everybody ready for the drawing? Let's get started. everybody a little bit more points too, because I usually do it during the stream, but I can't. Okay. Alright, I've begun a follower-only raffle. If you're not a follower, please follow. And if you follow right now, I will give you enough points to enter the raffle, because I'm nice like that. And that is exclamation point F raffle. So fraffle. I'm assuming follower raffle. Ooh, resistor. Okay, hold on. I want to get into this. I'm just gonna jump in here and finish this heroic while that's going on. I'm cherry picking, which you're not really supposed to do, but because the best way to do is to do that circuit around the heroics, which I showed you, but some of them just weren't popped up yet. But you want to finish these heroics quickly, and if you are in a group, it happens really quick, and you can get that extra 80% that you need to complete your daily. So usually my pattern is that I go collect my daily quest, I run the crypt, which gives me 20%, and then I run 4 heroics in a row, and it gives me the 100%. And it gives me a bunch of extra stuff, like you can get evidences of evil randomly in it, seals of element, which are kind of okay, the dark enchantment. Is that not working? Trouble and Charlie, if you're trying to do it in the chat, Mixer has a glitch, and you might need to refresh the screen, and it will allow you to put stuff in the chat box again. Trouble. So sorry, it looks like it cut you off there, and that's what it does. Okay, this is freaking awesome, guys. Like, if you want to do some stuff tonight, like, you come in River District and just spam this, because, like, yeah, if you're watching and you're at the point where you need to do River District, I highly suggest this, because this is either some weird glitch or they finally just made it instant heroic. You don't even have to move to the other heroics anymore. Yeah, to switch to the app? Okay. Yeah, whenever in streams that I've been doing it in, I've had to always reset just the chat and everything like that. For those of you that just joined the thing, I'm running a follower-only raffle. If you follow now, I will make sure... Oh, it's too late. Sorry, but Charlie wins, so I will get you, Charlie, the goat, the epic companion, and the 2 cube of augmentations to go with it. So I just completed my daily, guys, because that was easy, and I'm going to get out of here before this thing pops again, because... Everybody's booing him. Alright, after the stream, I will make sure to get it to you, Charlie. Glad you could win. I do these every stream, so just tune in tomorrow. And there's going to be another one, so that's good. Actually, there is another goat, I think. So if you guys really wanted the goat, I can have that in the drawing tomorrow as well. All right, so that once you complete your, all right, we'll go turn in our daily. Name is not Travis. Again, Travis was on this stream when nobody else was, and he was like the only one applying to the raffle, so he got his prizes. I forgot to ask Corey and Des, did you complete your dailies? Did that pop with you? You did everything I did, so it should have. Okay.
I actually got one more of those heroic while you were going through some of them.
Okay, cool. I'm willing to run this with anybody right now because currently I'm still not finished my boons. So I come in here and spend the first 15 minutes of whenever I get on doing this. So if you ever see me pop on and you haven't done it yet, just feel free to invite me and we can do it together. So once you, I just turned in the Departed, and then you can turn in the Mercantile Mission, and that gives you your daily. I highly suggest that you come in and do your daily every day. Evidences of evil do not drop well. They drop randomly. You maybe get one every couple heroics, possibly. But the majority of where you're going to get them are these dailies, which is 25. You get 25 of them each day, and you get 20 of them for each week on top of that as a weekly quest. So if you look in your campaign, you can kind of gauge how many days you need to do to get to the next thing. You know, most of them are about like 120. Let's see, 120. The higher ones, like okay, the higher one's 120. I'm going toward it. This one's like, oh no, that one's 122. I thought there was one that was like 240. Oh, that's these down here. You wouldn't ignore them. Carthion, I think we're good right now. We've had a numerous amounts of donations recently. It's been crazy, and I actually have fully stocked our guild bank with the donations. So as of now, not. I might ask if it starts to dwindle again, but for right now, we've had generous guild mates. So again, if you guys are not part of our guild, please join because it's awesome. We give a bunch of things together, and honestly, we've been giving Cloak of Protectors to people. I think, right? Haven't we been doing that? Anyway, if you need something, I mean, I can get you a Cloak of Protector. So, um, you can't give it away, Carthia? Can't give this away. Yeah, just drop it in the bank. Yeah, that's the best thing. If it's junk, we'll just get rid of it or give it to a new player. So, all right. Other random things before. Yes, yes.
Why do you use your effective parts for resist the rituals again? Because I just got resist the rituals, but I got nothing else for it.
Right. So secure the district is it's real. They make it really hard to get secure the district. I don't agree with how many points you need to do that. Let's just say that in when I've been doing this campaign ever since I started it, I've maybe done like 50 of resist the rituals, so I've like completed it 50 times. I've probably only completed the secure the districts 5 or 10, so if that gives you like a ratio of just when you're going around and doing things, you can't get a lot from it. The ways you do it is by upgrading the guard posts, but that only gives you like 5 points every time you upgrade it, so it's like it's really hard to do. Do if you donate, which I can show you guys where to do that. There's a ship over here on the top right of this of the map that you can donate resources to. When you donate resources to, it gives you those points. But again, it asks you to donate 50 resources at a time, which is really crazy. Good luck finding different resources and getting 50 at a time without major farming. Sorry, I have to get through these enemies because there's no way around. They really locked up the ship well. In order to get to the ship, you have to go through enemies. Yes. So there's two farms that happen. There's the heroic farm, HE farm is what they'll be calling out, and there's a ship farm. The difference is the ship farms are user generated, user created. So in order to pop the heroic, you have to donate. You guys are okay. So down at the right hand of my screen where the map is, there's two circles. There's a blue one and a green one. Um, the blue one is the ship one. So every time you donate resources, so if I go to the shipmaster and I click on her and I turn in 50 of one resource, it ups that blue circle by 10%. Um, if you are in a big group, which is why most people do ship farms, is they'll ask everybody to join in on the ship farm, and everybody will donate 50. And say you got 10 people that donate 50, boom, you are instantly pop the heroic. They'll run the heroic, then they'll wait for the ship to come back, and then they'll do it again. And usually, if everybody shares, you won't be spending a ton of your resources to get the heroic. The benefit is that the ship heroic drops 2 arcane magical writings, and it drops it more frequently than the other heroics. So definitely suggest that you would get involved in a ship farm if you really can. And but the thing is, you have to pull your own weight, so people will actually start calling you out in ship farms if you're not donating. So just like look at your reclaimed resources and make sure you have like at least 50 or possibly 100, so you can run like or you can at least donate toward 2 of the heroics, just to it's to be nice to everybody.
Right.
Nobody wants a muture. So yeah, so I've done that. Ship heroics for fun. They're a little bit faster than the other heroics because again they're user generated, so you can kind of make them, and they're right here in the area. Doesn't look like anybody's populating this area out right now. I don't really have enough resources either to get it to 100%, but you'll have 3 groups of enemies pop up. So there'll be one right here, one right here, and one over here, and they'll pop up randomly, and the point is to protect dock hands. Dock hands will be spawned randomly around this area, and they're like 3 guys with little golden circles above them, and they're like running crazily toward the ship, usually screaming and all sorts of funny stuff. And if you protect them from the enemy, it'll rack up to 100%, and as soon as it hits 100%, you're going to have an NPC spawn right here, and you kill him, and the heroic's finished.
What was the green circle?
Green circle, green circle. What green
There's
circle?
the blue circle and the green circle.
The green
The
circle,
blue circle on
okay,
the ship.
yes, the green circle, I actually can't give you guys a straight answer to. It's never benefited me throughout the campaign. Um, all I know is that depending on how much of these things in the map are shields, so if you see where there's like red swords and green shields, if all of them are shields, that green orb will be completely filled, and then every time that there's a red sword, it's basically telling you that it's under attack, and you need to go to that guard post and attack the enemies. That will also give you points towards securing the district, but again, it's very disappointing how many points it gives you. Night Travis, thanks for joining in on the stream. Sorry, I'm running a little bit over. I'm trying to wrap things up here. But yeah, so those give you kind of extra points for secure the district. What I didn't go into, guys, which I apologize, I can explain real quick to you, but you might have to just explain it. As soon as you finish the confront task in your campaign, it will give you it'll open up a mini dungeon to you, and you can collect portal keys. These portal keys are going to pop up in chests like this. Right here, they're called ornately carved boxes, and they will actually drop from the 2 tasks above you. The reclaim the district and protecting the ritual, something the ritual. And when you get those, you can save them, and if you open up one of them, it gives you a choice to get a portal stone, and depending on what you have unlocked, it'll give you the portal stone. So for instance, this is the Girion one, the Abolithic, obviously, because that's named after the Avalon Weapons. But once you click that, you get that stone. You can only have one in your inventory at a time, so make sure you don't over open your chests, because if you do, you'll waste all your coins. But once you have this stone, you can accept the quest. When I hit the accept the quest, it will pop up on your map where to go, which is right here. It's disrupt the Girion ritual. If you pick the other stones, the Nostura one is right here, and the Cabal one is right here. Those will get you that last reagent that you need to forge your weapon. So make sure that you do that. Those can also be farmed. You'll see that pop up in your chat. Let's see if I can show you an example right now. Anybody saying it right now? So here's the ship up. So that see how he says number 7 ship up. That means that if you go to instance 7, the ship heroic has popped. So you can always pop into that instance and do it, or ask to be invited. Many people are very nice, and they'll just invite you. Oh, here we go. So someone like this will say Fey Castle PM for invite. They're basically asking you to do the Fey, um, the Nostura portal stone. And if you do that, as long as one person in your group has a stone, you can do it, and then you can do it again and again and again. So say Des has 5 stones, I have 10, Corey has 10. We could, in theory, run the same dungeon 25 times and get 25 of the reagents. It's really easy to get for your weapon. You just need to find a good group to do it in. So that's the last thing. And that's pretty much it, guys. You get stuff for your boons. Pay attention to that because the boons are really awesome. And then you're going to go. The last thing I can tell you is that if you're wondering how much of the Cloaked Ascendency you need to finish before you can do the Shrouded Souls quest line, I just found this out. If you were watching a previous stream of mine, you saw that I ran into that mistake. You need to complete the investigate and confront task for all 3 trees. Yeah, which is kind of annoying. It takes forever. Usually you're like done the campaign by that time and you're like, why do I have to do these other ones? But yeah, so just make sure you pop all 6 of those as soon as you finish forging your weapons and doing all the other fun stuff. And then you'll be able to do Shrouded Souls, which I will be doing tomorrow. So plug for the next stream. I'll be on tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, to run through the entire Shrouded Souls quest line, show you all dirt, the dirt, because I will be going through it by myself, and I'll be new to it as well, so you can watch me screw up, and hopefully I'll be able to get through it. Alright, so with that, if you have any further questions, let us know. My guild is going to be up here again, just to let you know. Look for me online, send me a friend request, and I will get you into the guild as soon as possible. And with that, I bid you all a good night, and I will get Charlie your prize to you. See you tomorrow night.